Growing into your leadership potential will take great time and effort. You will need to be highly intentional. You'll have to work for it. You will have to spend your time and money to achieve it. Growth will not come to you. You must pursue it. Effective leadership doesn't happen on its own. You must go after it. But the journey is as important as the destination. Each step of your journey leads you to new discoveries as well as the knowledge of there's much more yet for you to learn. Too many people want to know the end of the story before they're willing to take the first step, and that limits them. They've heard there's nothing new under the sun, so they stay home. They don't pursue growth. They wait for the discoveries of life to come to them, and they are always disappointed. The real joy of the journey is that each step we take begins to unfold new discoveries. It is only after we've learned new things that we can look back and realize what we didn't know and how much more there is yet to learn. And our new knowledge and discoveries become the motivation for us to continue the journey. Before long, we begin to realize that the destination isn't what we desire. Rather, it is the growth we experience along the way, and we discover that there is no finish line. Where will your growth journey take you? I don't know. I've gone further and done much more than I ever dreamed of while growing up in a small town in Circleville, Ohio. Back then, I couldn't even come close to imagining what I'm doing now. So take the road that's open before you. Take the step. Make personal growth your daily habit. First, let the road take you to where it leads, and as you grow, begin making choices at each juncture. Over time, you'll become more productive, more directive, more intentional in where it leads you, but always remain open and teachable. Keep allowing yourself to be surprised every day. Grow into the person you have the potential to be. You'll never regret
Señor,
it.
ayúdame a levantarme.
Developing the learner within you. Because personal growth needs to be lifelong, what you do to grow in this area will be only the very beginning of a long but enjoyable journey. Start here, but revisit this process every 6 to 12 months. Adopt a learner's mindset. Good leaders are learners. They are intentional. They want to learn from everyone they meet. They never arrive. They never feel that they know it all. And they're not afraid of having to unlearn some things to relearn others. What is your mindset about growth? What must you change in your attitude to become a better learner? Make the decision to learn something today and every day, then tell others of your commitment so they can hold you accountable. Develop a specific growth strategy. Growth is not automatic. You have to fight for it, and you have to make it a daily habit. Use the guidelines from this chapter to plan your growth strategy. Big picture. Where do I need to focus my growth? If a growth plan is new for you, start with the basics. What are they? Start with what you think they are. Ask a mentor or respected colleague what he or she thinks about the basics. That's your starting list. If you're an old hand in personal growth, then focus on your strengths. Pick 1 to 3 areas where you want to grow, then dig deep in one of those areas. Measurement. How can I measure and affect my growth? How will you know you're growing? How will you measure your progress? If you have a nebulous idea, something like, I want to grow as a leader, you won't know whether you're improving. However, if you instead decide to improve your communication skills as a leader and say, in 6 months, I want to be able to do a polished, impacting, formal 15-minute presentation for work that will be praised by my colleagues, and I want to be able to speak clearly and decisively anytime I'm called upon in a meeting, then you have a measurable target to shoot for. Consistency. How can I grow daily? Personal growth needs to be a daily activity that develops into a daily habit. If you don't plan it, schedule it, and resource it, then it will never become that. Break down your measurable goal into growth steps that you can take daily. Application. Can I act on it? As you review materials, target learning events, identify growth experiences, recruit mentors, and develop other strategies for your daily growth. Always choose how you spend your time based on whether you can put what you're learning into practice. I recommend that you reassess your growth targets regularly, quarterly, semi-annually, or annually. And during each assessment period, measure the progress you've made on your previous growth goals and determine whether you need to create new ones. As I explained, I do this annually during the last week of December. I encourage you to find your own rhythm. And remember, this isn't a one-and-done activity. This is something you can do every year of your life. What's next? When I wrote the original version of Developing the Leader Within You 25 years ago, I thought it was going to be my one leadership book. It hadn't occurred to me that I might have more to say about the subject, but I should have known better. Because I'm continually working to grow and develop myself, how could I not have more to say on this subject? So I was grateful for the opportunity to update this book, and of course, I've written other leadership books as well since 1993. The process of developing the leader within you is a lifelong journey. If you've taken the time to read this book and you've done the assignments at the end of each chapter, I have no doubt you've begun to see changes in your leadership ability. Your influence with others has grown. Your priorities are clearer and you act on them more decisively. You've won character battles and you've been able to initiate change and solve problems with greater ability. Your attitude is helping you believe in people and serve them better, and you have a vision of your leadership and more self-discipline to follow through with it. And you're learning more every day. But this is only the beginning. The journey you have ahead of you can be an exciting one. I want to encourage you to keep expanding and growing your leadership skills. Keep working on the 10 core areas I discuss in this book. Make use of the bonus materials at maxwellleader.com. Listen to podcasts. Read leadership books from other authors. I also want to recommend the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership to you. It will give you specific leadership principles to live by. I don't think it's possible for anyone ever to get to a place where he or she has learned everything there is to know about leadership. I'm 70 years old. I've spent almost 50 years studying leadership and practicing what I've learned, and I'm still growing. I feel that I'm like cellist Pablo Casals, who at 81 was asked why he still practiced for hours every day. His answer, because I think I'm making progress. Adopt Casals' attitude and continue developing the leader within you. It will be
Salve
one of the
María,
best
llena eres de
things
gracia, el
you
Señor
ever
es
do
contigo,
for
bendita tú
yourself.
eres entre todas las mujeres, y bendito es el fruto de tu vientre.
You've been listening to the audio production of Developing the Leader Within You 2.0. Text copyright 2018 by John C. Maxwell. Production copyright 2018 by Thomas Nelson. No portion of this recording may be reproduced without the prior written consent of the publisher. For more information on other books and audio products from Thomas Nelson, please visit your favorite retailer or visit us online at thomasnelson.com.
Audible hopes you have enjoyed this program.
Hey Google,